In this week's chapter of Bleach, the now zombified Hitsugaya continues his rampage against Soul Society, and he has an intense battle against both Ikkaku and Yumichika. But first, a word from our sponsors. My 4X razor has 4 high-quality stainless steel blades, and you can have this bad motherfucker shipped right to your door. Cut ties with traditional razor blades, and sign up for Dollar Shave Club. Remember guys, you can check out a link for that in the description box below if you feel like being a lazy asshole. It's dollarshaveclub.com/SKG. Shave time, shave money, razor pun. So pretty simple chapter this week, nothing too crazy, just getting to see Hitsugaya in his brand new form, and I'm not gonna lie, the dude looks really great in a Quincy uniform, and he looks really intimidating, and I love the fact that he still retains a lot of his ice abilities, and a few things are confirmed in this week's chapter. Apparently, he was turned into a zombie before he was killed. At this point, I don't want to believe that Hitsugaya is dead, and they probably are going to be able to bring him back. However, he definitely brings the pain this week when he fights against Ikkaku and against Yumichika. And honestly, Ikkaku went down fast. Not only did he get his leg frozen and he's probably going to lose it in this massive attack which looks like it covered a lot of ground, but then Hitsugaya suddenly appears right behind him and just slashes him right in the back. Yumichika tries to help out as well, but he just ends up getting defeated, and even that one big Arankar, who is either male or female, whatever, ends up just getting taken down in one single slash. However, the thing that I think is going to be most interesting is at the very end of the chapter, Mayuri is getting very excited about the concept of actually experimenting on Hitsugaya. And he could be just doing this to just sort of mess with him and try to get into his head a little bit, and maybe try to awaken the real Hitsugaya. However, it's kind of hard to say because Mayuri is one of those few characters in the series where technically he's a good guy, but he's really riding the border between being, like, completely batshit insane and just being, like, a helpful fighter. Because, you know, all of his battles in the series has involved him fighting against some really interesting opponents, and he always just wants to experiment on them, and that's just because he's a mad scientist, and that in and of itself makes him very interesting, and I love the fact that he always has a different design whenever he comes back, and he looks even crazier here. So obviously, it looks like we're about to get a battle between Mayuri and Hitsugaya, and frankly, I don't know where that's going to go. Maybe another third party is going to intervene. There are a lot of different characters who could show up, and I'm really wondering if they're going to follow through with this whole Hitsugaya thing. And I'm imagining that Mayuri's probably going to figure out a way to get him out of this, like, zombified state, probably by defeating Giselle Jewel. She probably has some sort of, like, secret, like, ability to get rid of that. Otherwise, what's the rundown on this week's chapter of Bleach? Very simple, but a lot of fun. Very short chapter, too. Just basically getting to see Hitsugaya. You know, he's always been captain level, and his power a lot of the time has been implied, but we've seen him in battle before. We know how badass he is. So obviously a lot of the opponents that he's up against this week are not really going to be too much trouble for him. Obviously that one Arankar was just to sort of demonstrate his power. He can one-shot pretty much everyone, and Mayuri didn't really seem to care too much that his Arankar are being defeated. In fact, he allows the guy to just sit there and bleed to death, which is pretty damn dark in and of itself. But after that, we have Ikkaku, who is awesome. He's definitely one of my favorite members of the group, and I'm surprised he really isn't even going all out quite yet, because I'd love to see him just activate his Bankai, although he's probably in a position where he doesn't want to really do that. But that was very bold of him to sort of jump in the way and take that blast to the leg, and he even comments that he probably will lose his leg, so who knows, maybe he's going to get an automail leg in the future. Yumichika didn't really get to do too much this week. He's a character I still really hasn't felt like has lived out his potential quite yet. There have been a lot of scenes that he's had throughout the series that have been really important and a lot of fun, but he still has a lot more that he could do, and I was kind of hoping that maybe this would be his chance. But it looks like it's going to be Captain versus Captain, Hitsugaya versus Mayuri, and honestly, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Otherwise, this week's chapter was okay. It was still mostly set up, but at least there was a lot of action there. A lot of the artwork was cool. Hitsugaya looks fantastic in his brand new outfit, and frankly, I think he looks cooler than he ever has. And he hasn't even really activated any of his abilities yet. He's basically just slashing shit and throwing ice all over the place. So there it is, guys. This is an 8 out of 10 chapter from me. Pretty exciting stuff, and I can't wait to read next week's. Check it out. Thank you for watching my review today. Before you leave, make sure to hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. Really helps us out a lot. And make sure to tell me what you thought about this week's chapter of Bleach. Who do you think is going to fight against Hitsugaya, and how do you think they're going to bring him back? Or do you think they're actually going to kill this character off? Make sure and subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already, so you can see all of our latest anime and manga reviews. And remember guys, you can check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. I'll put links for those in the description box below.
Do you like Amazon.com? I know I do. Corey and I now have an Amazon link in our video description box below. And if you go to it and buy anything through Amazon.com, it will support our channel. So bookmark that link, make it happen, and support our channel without having to do a damn thing.
Another great way you guys can help support our channel is by donating directly through our PayPal link in the description box below. We recommend $2 a month, although this is completely optional. But the best way to go about this is by sneaking into your mom's room and taking $2. This way, she won't even notice. And we won't have to shake you up for all of your lunch money. So guys, that concludes this review today. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.